Hi, I'm Corey Williams from Daydream Studios, and today I'm going to show you my process of taking a 3D character and giving it the ability to do facial motion capture and body motion capture in a way that is pretty easy. And I'm hoping that by the end of this, you will be able to do this yourself as well. Because it is easy. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So let's get into it. Let me show you the character that I will be using. So this is a really cute character that I found on Sketchfab for $10. Just this really neat little beaver guy. I recently used it for a video game that I created for my son's kindergarten class. And it was really fun. It worked really, really well. However, I did not rig this character to have facial motion capture or body motion capture, mainly because I was in a cast and I couldn't move. I actually had to get back in a wrist brace because I found out I've got a torn cartilage thing, but that's besides the point. We can still do stuff with our face. So let's go through this process. So what I'm going to be using today is Character Creator 4 and iClone to process all of this. This is software that you would essentially have to pay for, but in my opinion, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it, and I'm not being paid to say this, and I'm not getting any incentives from them to say this. It's literally just what I've been using for so long. And the reason that I use it is because I am not someone who has a background in 3D. I've only been working with 3D since about the end of 2019, and then 2020 I just went all in and just learned everything I could. But this has been such an amazing tool for me as an artist that now I feel like I can say that I work in 3D. I just have a much simpler pipeline that has helped me many times over, and now I feel like I'm faster than most people who have the traditional animation pipelines going. So yes, let's go through this from scratch now. So yes, we've got our character. Pretend we have purchased it because I did already, right? And then download it. So we've downloaded this character. And again, this process that I'm showing you, this can apply to just about any character. And I have not tried it yet with this character, but I'm very confident that I'll be able to rig him up. So what I'm going to do now, rather than going into Blender or any of those places, I'm actually going to open up Character Creator 4 now. So I don't have anything pre-opened for you. My apologies. So Character Creator is part of a Reallusion suite. You can get Character Creator and iClone together, which I would highly advise. And if you can get like Headshot 2.0, that's a really good one to have as well, because you can take 3D scans and apply face shapes in an even better way, in my honest opinion. So anyway, here we are. This is Character Creator 4. This is where we start. This is where we are going to import this character that we have downloaded. So let's go to Create Character, even though the character is already created. And we're going to find that character that we've downloaded, which is going to be, where is it going to be? It's going to be under Beaver here. So all I did was I took the file that was downloaded from Sketchfab and I extracted the files. So this is all this is, extracted files. And then I'm going into source, going to Beaver, and then there's my FBX. I'm just importing the FBX. There are animations in this as well, and we will import those animations, but for now, we're just importing the base character. So let's grab that character. Now, I'm gonna say this character is non-human. I mean, it's technically non-human, but if it was created in a program that I know for sure it was created in, like say if it was created in Maya or if it was created in Blender, then I could select that and it would kind of automatically set it up for me. But because I don't know what is created in, I just rather go this way. So I do this almost every time. Go to apply. And here's our character. Another thing that's really good to do before you start getting deep into what I'm about to get into, start applying some of the textures right away. Just get them in there so you can visualize things, because it's really important that we do this. And to do this, all we've got to do is, well, let me hide my face. We can go up here, and then you got this little checkerboard pattern thing. We're going to go to base color here, double click on that, and then we're just going to go back to that downloads folder and go to textures, and then here it is. This only had 2 textures. This is a really, really simple stylized character. And since we're here, I mean, why not? There's only 2 textures. So I'll just go back to my downloads folder. And then I'll go back to my beaver textures. And there's the normals. Give it just a moment. Usually doesn't take this terribly long. Oh, it's because this little box over here was on the other side of the screen. This is a normal map, and I can tell you that because it is a... normal maps look like they're like purple and blue. So yeah, that's what that is. And all that did was basically just kind of add a little bit of shading to it that's different. I don't know how to describe it in a better way, but yeah, it just makes it look a little nicer using shading math. All right, so what we need to do now is we're going to go over here to this little slider here and go to characterization. And you can see the skeleton in this, and I have not done this yet. And so I haven't done this on this character. So what I can see from this right now is that we're probably going to be using bones to control the face shapes, which actually is more fun in my opinion. Yeah, okay, cool. So what we're going to do now, before we get into the face shapes, we're going to assign the body. So always start at the hips or the pelvis. This is the pelvis. It's kind of the center of the character. So let's grab the pelvis. We'll double click on that and then click there. And then first column of the spine right here. And we're just going to kind of make our way up. And then the tail, we're not even going to worry about the tail right now. Also, what I did was I clicked the down arrow just above this first spine column. There we go. And that's what brings us up. And we just keep going. So this is still the spine, this thing here. And then now we've got our clavicles. So let's assign our clavicles. Also make sure we do symmetry, auto symmetry here. And that'll just ensure that when I click on this clavicle and then apply it here, it'll also apply it to the other side. So you can see the left side is going to be blue and the right side is going to be green. So let's get out of there because we're done with our spine because this is our neck. So now what we're going to do right here is there's the head bone right there, but we're going to go to this little thing here. This is the neck. Double click on neck and select that. And right here it says neck node ID. Perfect. That's what we need. Assign bone beaver neck. That's what we want. So get out of there because there's only one neck bone. If there were more, then you would assign more. And then head bone, which will be pretty much this entire array of bones. Just like that. Great. And then we have other bones here, but I'm not going to mess with them because I know they're going to be involved with the face. Most likely. If they're not, I don't know what they are, but I'm 90% certain it's the face. Okay, so now we're going to do the arms. So do that arm. That is going to be our left arm, left forearm or elbow, and then hand. Great. And now we got to do the fingers. Here's a really fun thing. Whenever you do fingers, especially when you have 3 fingers like that, think about what fingers you're going to be using. Do we want to use the pinky as one of the fingers? Do we just want to use these 3 fingers? So when we're doing things, that's how we do it. Or do we just want to get rid of the ring finger and these are our fingers? It's all up to you. I kind of like to have these 3, so I just get rid of the pinky in this case. This will make more sense a little bit later if it doesn't make sense already. So now we're going to open up the hand with this little drop down here and hit this little button here to make sure that it links them across. And then first we'll start with the thumb with the bottom and it automatically will assign it. And if it doesn't automatically assign it, it just means that the bones were named odd. And so all you've got to do is change them up. So notice here how there are only 2 bones. This might cause us some problems later. But I think it's more important that we have this bone working right, because keep in mind, like think about how your hand works. Really, it just means that this character doesn't have fingertips. So if you make a fist, does this bone and this bone work for you? If it does, you're good. If not, you got to do something else. But I think that's good. Do. That's it. Okay. And we'll look at this later. Okay, so backing out of there. And we should see that the other side, the fingers are good. And I'm happy about that. Okay, last thing I'm going to do now are the legs. So let's go ahead and click on our thighs and our calves and our feet, and then the balls of our feet. This will control the toes, and they're right here, just like that. Perfect. And when this is all good, you should see a green light right up here. That means everything is happy. All right, and the last thing we want to do is make sure this character is in T-pose. Technically, this is an A pose. I mean, it kind of looks like a T, maybe like a Tesla T, but this is not a proper T-pose. So let's kind of raise up the arms a little bit to be a little more T-pose. So I'm going to take this clavicle here, and I'm just going to rotate it up slightly. And let me hide my face. You can see these values here as I move them. If I put that at 0 on the y-axis, we probably will be okay. And then same thing here, we'll click on that, and I bet if I hit 0, it'll be perfect. Yes, see, we're starting to see a nice little T-pose there. And then let's grab this part here. Same thing, zeroed out. And the hand, I would assume, beautiful. And also, it might be a little forward, but you know what? Actually, I think it looks good, so I don't know if I want to mess with that. However, the hand, yeah, I think it's okay for now. Let's see how it looks, and then we'll figure that out. All right, so now to the other side, it's going to be the same thing, except here, instead of 168, it's probably going to be, what, 170? 180? Is it going to be minus 180? Yeah, minus 180. Okay, so minus 180. And so same here, minus 180, or just 180, okay. Oh, not 108. And for the forearm, 180. And for the hand, 180. 180. So now that we've got this, let's see how it looks, and then we can go back and make some changes if we feel like it needs changes. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and hit this active button, and this is going to retarget this, and you'll see it happens very quickly. Click on that, close out customization. Okay, and now if we go down here to motion and we go to, let's go body rig and full body, we just select it, and now we just hit spacebar. As we can see, the character is moving in the way that we want it to. It looks like the feet, they go through the floor, but that's to be expected because it's odd. This also means that if we are going to do body motion capture, we just have to move our bodies a little differently. Okay, so another thing I'm noticing here is, see how the thumbs are doing some wonky stuff and the fingers maybe? I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the fingers were not straight when we were doing our T-pose. So even the fingers should be straight out. So let's go back to characterization really quick and click off. That'll put it back in a T-pose. And now let's straighten out these fingers. So I'm going to take these fingers, and here it's at 7. We're going to make it 0. And then we're going to take this one here, and we're going to put that at 0. And same thing here, 170 or 180, right? So it's pointing straight out. I don't know why the other ones are at 0. That's weird. 0, okay. And here, 170, or I'm sorry, 180, 0. And this one might be a little more difficult. It's weird. They're not quite right. They still need to be like rotated this way, I think. Okay. So there's over here. We can see. Sorry, let me get my face out of here. We can see on this side says 170. All I'm trying to do is create the straightest lines I can with these characters, like with their bodies, right? So looking at me here, like that. I want to have as straight as possible, because that's a proper T-pose for a character, and you'll always get the best retargeting results, whether you're doing that here or if you're doing this in Unreal or wherever else. If you're retargeting, always get a really good T-pose out of it. All right, so here we go. I shouldn't put it back on this. Great. And this still needs to come back. So 170. Oops. 180, sorry. Zero that out. And then again, not really happy with the way these are, so I wonder if I did this and I hit 0, so 0 that out. Take this one, even though it looks weird, I know it looks weird, minus 180. And here, 180. We'll see how it looks. It may work. Or it'll look terrible. And characters like this that are just like so different, it can be a little difficult to tell sometimes. See, now this one, if I go, it's gonna rotate past it. So I'm just gonna not touch that one and just accept that if this one has any problems, it's no big deal. So before we go and do the other hand, let's verify that this looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that, right? And now I'm gonna take a look at those fingers. Look how much better those fingers look than the other ones. I don't know how much you can see of it, but they're definitely straighter. Go from the top, except for that one. So maybe it does need to be a little more out. These fingers are definitely way too flayed, but this one here is rotated too much in. Okay, so easy. We just go back here. I agree. It looks weird over here, but let's fine. Let's just do this thing. Maybe that much, right? Maybe we'll just keep it as straight as we can to these other parts, and maybe that's just okay. You know, with characters like this, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to look right. At the end of the day, it just has to look right. And that's all I'm aiming for, is to make it look right. So I'm hitting E to change local rotation and world rotation. But in this case, I feel like it probably comes out and down a little bit. Again, trying to go straight out from that bone there. And that feels good to me. This one probably rotate out a little bit. Good. Okay, now we active. And let's see how that looks. Okay. Get out of this. Let's do a hand movement. So we can go here and just take a look at the hands. Hands are just, with this character specifically, seem to be a little more difficult and to be expected. So they look almost the same. It's like, how much did I really do? How much difference did I really do? But let's see how that fist goes. Okay, so we can see that the thumbs, a little wonky. We can see that the fingers, when they rotate, a little bit wonky. But see this one, the one that I did not mess with, that looks really wonky. So I know that I'm doing the right thing over here on this hand. Okay, so now that we know that that's supposed to look a little different, we can take this. Okay. Let's rotate this up a little bit. And then let's take, oh geez, which other finger was weird? This one was weird? Hit active. Let's take a look at it this time. So the thumb came up, that's a little bit better, but still it's like the fists aren't quite making the right fist. So it looks like this needs to be rotated to the right. Okay, so this one rotated like that. I could be wrong, but let's see. Nope, I think actually it was the other way. Or I'm totally messing it up. It's so hard. Maybe I shouldn't have had the character with the color yet. Okay, you know what? Let's just take these. Let's grab these things here. Minus 180, 0, and then minus 90, and then this. I'll just say 90, 180, 0. This 180, 0, minus 90, minus 90, 0, 180. Because it just seems like if everything's like straight, you know, 180, 90, 0, it's I would think it's going to give us better results. 180. Okay. Now let's take a look at that. Did we do the thumb already? The thumb, I don't know how much I want to mess with, and I know that looks weird right there, but let's see how it looks. Actually, that did it. That was yeah, that was a smart. Okay, so very happy with that and how that turned out. So let's copy that and see the thumb. I'm actually okay with the thumb where it is because that's about how a thumb should be. So now we go on this side and let's fix these gangly fingers because they are looking crazy. Same thing, we're gonna drop this thing down and, well, not that we need to have this open, but I wanna look at it, right? So minus 90, 0, and ooh, where's this going? Is this 0? 0, yes, okay. Minus 90, 0, and 0, okay, cool. And I'm just kind of like, if I see it's closer to minus 90, then that's where I'm gonna go. Cool, and then minus 90, this is a 0. Now we're flying through this, now we're going. Sometimes I tend to forget, like, what's the right way to go about this? What's the right way? And it takes a couple times to really get it. Okay, we can take a look at this here. We've got 170. Actually, let me change this to 180 and see what happens. 180. I just feel like that's probably a good idea. And let's do a 0. I'm not going to change these other two because I feel like the thumb was okay. But let's see how different it is over here. Okay, let's put this to 0 and this to 0. And then we'll leave the other numbers how they are. And now let's check it. And my friends, that looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. And if the thumb needs to be adjusted, then later on, we can go back and adjust it. But I'm gonna say that that's probably okay. Next thing, and kind of last thing I'm gonna do here is go back to the poses. And I'm going to do full body, and I just want to see the hands on the hips and where they go. Okay, so already I can see that the arms are clipping through the body. I would like to, when I'm doing motion capture for these, I'd like to be able to have my hands to my sides and not have them clip through the body. Otherwise, when I'm doing motion capture, it means I constantly have to have my arms out. And that means that I don't always know where it is. And I don't want to be like out here the whole time. I'll get tired, and I don't want to accidentally go into the body because that's going to cause me to have to do more cleanup later on for motion capture and things. So I think what I'm going to do here is just bring those arms out of the pose a little bit. So to do this, I'm going to go back here, and I'm simply going to grab these arms like this and raise them up about, I'll say minus 7 degrees. Okay, grab that one there, minus 7 degrees. And here I'll go 187. And let's go active and look at that. So now we can comfortably rest our hands at our sides while we're getting ready to do mocap, or if we're just talking or whatever. So that saves us a lot. And even if the character goes into a T-pose, say I go, and I put my hands out like that, it's not that noticeable in terms of the percentage up or down that the arms go. Okay, happy enough with that. I'm gonna leave that as it is. I don't think I need to do any more. And if we want to see a walking thing, we can do a walking thing. Let's take a look just to do it. So walking, that feels good. You know, clearly the feet are a little hard and they're going through the floor. But, you know, that's not how our feet are anyway, so that's something that will have to be worked on later on when you're doing cleanup. in mocap, unfortunately, because you don't want to just leave him bent, you know. Cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and remove all animation, put the character back into T-pose. And now we are going to work on the face. So to do this, we're going to go right over here to the animation tab. And then you see edit facial. And we're going to get a warning here. Due to insufficient data of the targets, sliders and keys are partially disabled. Pretty much they're all disabled, but we are going to enable them. So hit OK. And then we're going to get this up over here. This is our expression panel, all the different expressions that we could have, right? There's nothing that's going to happen right now when I click these eyes or move around. Nothing's going to happen because we need to give these to the character. So let's do this. We're going to go to Facial Profile Editor, right? And we'll go ahead and dock that right here like this. You can just grab it, dock it straight up in there. And this is where we're going to start giving it those face shapes. So right here, click on Edit Expressions. Okay. And then we have eyebrow, all this stuff. These are kind of all of the Apple ARKit face shapes. If you've ever heard of Apple ARKit, it's just like when you have an iPhone and you want to use your iPhone for motion capture, all of the data is named similar to that. So all we're doing is trying to tell that how to talk to this by assigning shapes. So let's start with the eyes because I feel like the eyes are the easiest to work with. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on that. And down here, these are the tools that we are going to be using to control these. Now, earlier on, I said that I thought it was all controlled by bones, right? Very good chance that this entire character is controlled by bones. Most characters, though, should have, hopefully, will have some sort of face blend shape stuff built in. So, for example, well, let me go to Unreal Engine, and I'll show you exactly what I mean, because you might deal with this differently, right? And also, it'd be nice to just see this. So, hang on a second. I'm just opening up my Unreal project for you right now with that character. This is the one I had open earlier. I wish I'd have just left it open for you. Okay, so here's the Unreal project. And let's take a look at the character. When this character was brought into Unreal Engine, here, let me make it full for you. There we go. When this character was brought into Unreal Engine, it was just like this. So you can see that it only had bones, right? But it didn't have any morph targets or blend shapes. If there was a list of things here, then that would mean that you had an animation that didn't require bones for movement, but rather positioning of things. So for example, let's see how I could do this example. This is my face. If this was a spot that I was going to control, this would be 0, and this would be 1. That would be a blend shape. So say like I wanted to smile. Here's 0, here's 1. Does that make sense? So there'd be a lot of controls here that would take specific parts of the face and move it based on a 1 to 0 amount. How much is it? But this one doesn't have it. Now let me show you a character that does have blend shape so that you can see what this looks like. So my character, Captain Adventure, which is not in this one, but maybe so here's another character that I built. This is Blue. Blue has blend shapes. I made Blue so Blue was able to actually talk and things. Let me hide my face. And as you can see here, these are all the blend shapes. So if I want to jaw open, get down in here. See the bottom, it's just moving that. There's also a bone that controls the jaw, so that's probably a bad example. But let's go to the eye. See? So it's 0 means nothing is happening, and 1 is all the way. So you have an eye opening and closing, widening, right? Mouth right and left. So really it's just going +1 is that way and -1 is that way, and technically that way is the same. and vice versa. Eyebrows, you know, eyebrow drop is +1, eyebrow raise -1. Sneer, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, when you bring in characters, sometimes they will have blend shapes, but in this case, our beaver does not have blend shapes. So the reason I bring this up is because if your character does have blend shapes, maybe you don't know if it has blend shapes. All you have to do is go here to FBX with frame sequence and just re-import the same model into this, and it'll automatically show you the blend shapes that it possesses. And if it doesn't have anything, then it doesn't have anything, or it's named improperly, but chances are it just doesn't have anything. So this one doesn't have anything, unfortunately, but I still get to show you some really cool stuff, and we are still going to animate his face. All right, so moving on, we know that his face is controlled by bones, not blend shapes. Did that all make sense? I hope that made sense for you. Try my best. So let's control the bones. Right over here, we've got a couple different selections for the expression tools. In other words, how we are controlling the mesh of this character. This one here is what controls the actual mesh, or well, let me just show you. See all these little things? These are the faces. Every little triangle, some people call them tries or triangles. These are faces. This is controlling the faces. So I could say, give me this one, this one, this one, that one, whatever. Actually, over here. I can select the faces and I say, I want these faces to move up here. And that'll be, remember the 0 is they haven't moved and 1 is all the way over there. That's what that's doing. I can adjust that. I'm not doing that. Undo. Right. So what we need to do is control the bones. So for the controlling the bones, I'm actually going to select this here. This is proportion, which is odd to select this one for bones. But when I click on this one, where's my bone manager? Let me hide my stuff here. There we go. Okay, so you'll see that there are bones that are showing up here, and it says face, right? It should say face. This is pretty smart in knowing what's face and what's not, because it just looks at what is attached to the head. If it's attached to the head, it must be face. So I'm going to click on some of these bones, and somewhere we should be able to see what the bones are that we are clicking on. And if we don't, we're going to open up a bone manager window here. I'll just drop it over here on the side. So as you can see, we are able to select the different parts here. So say we want to do the blinks, right? We have the blinks selected over here. I'm going to find the eyelids, because the eyelids are what's going to control the blinks. So, oh, we're actually on eyelids. That's actually perfect. So upper eyelid left and upper eyelid right. And you can kind of see that they are selected when they're colored. It's just that the eyelid is right on top of what looks like the eye bone as well. Potentially. Oh, those are ears. Yeah, so the eyelid and the eye bone are just right there in the same spot. So eyelid. We're going to take the right eyelid, and then I'm just going to rotate it just like this. You can see there's, again, world rotation. If I hit E, it's going to go like this, and that's based on the world. And then I hit it again, and this is based on the local. And you'll see what this means in a second. I can take this. Oh, that's the lower. Oops, I meant to grab the upper right eyelid. So I'm going to take this local position, and I'm just going to drag it down like so. And notice how if I go down too far, you can see the eyelid or eyeball come out like that. What I'll do is I'll just kind of bring it up a little bit, and then I'll just take the bottom eyelid and make it meet. And even though it might look a little like scary at first, don't worry, it'll work just fine. Just like this. Okay, now that we have the left eye blinking, all we have to do is get out of this right here. I'm going to press this little button here. It'll keep it like that. And then I'm going to hit the little lightning bolt here, because this is the right eye, as you can see the picture. And that lightning bolt now will assign it. And if I go 0, it's blinking. My friends, that is our very first added blend shape to this. And we can do whatever we want. If we feel like this blink isn't as realistic as we'd like, or we just want it to look better, we can still adjust it by going back over to here and doing whatever we need to adjust that. But I don't really plan to do that on this one here. Now we need to do the same thing for the left eye. And then after a little while, I'll start flying through this, because once you kind of start doing it, it goes really fast. Okay, so let's go to the eyelids again. I'm going to go to the left eyelid, left upper eyelid, rotating on that one. And yeah, about right there was where the other one was. You don't have to make it perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, make it as perfect as you want to. If it has to be perfect for you, then make it perfect for you. But for me, it's just got to work. That's it. It's just got to work. And then making sure that everything else is at 0. We should be good. I'm going to hit left. Great. And then I'll close both of them just to see, and that looks good. I'm happy with that. It's not perfect, but that's the way this model was created. And if I want to make it perfect, I could spend that time. I just choose not to. All right, let's take a look at what else we've got. We've got, we've got our eyes. So since we're in the eye area, let's take a look at our eye look positions. You can see here by these pictures that we have different eye positions, right? So what we'll do is we will grab the eye bones and make them follow that. So go to proportions. Okay. Grab our eye bone. So we'll start with the left eye. Since that's eye left, look left. And then I'll just grab this on the local. And looking left, think about what looking left is. Actually, we could do world. Let me see how much it, okay, so it is just a circular object. Let's do, instead of local, let's do world. Because if you're looking left, I kind of see how it's kind of off-centered with this rotation. It would look kind of like up and left a little bit, but this way it would just look left, left. So what I'll do is I'm gonna have that left eye look left that much. Just enough where I can kind of barely see the white of the eye. And I'm saying that because I want to remember that for the other eye. So, okay, apply that. Oh, I have to get out of here first. Hang on a second. There we go, get out of there. And then I'm going to apply that by clicking on this one. Cool. And then bring it back. Now let's do the same thing for the right eye. Hitting this. Let's go a little bit faster now. So we're going to go to the right eyeball. And I'm going to rotate it about the same on world rotation, like that. And then get out of our proportion and then select, where's it at? So right eye look right is what this one is. Bring that back. Okay, and then now let's do right eye look left. So what I'll do for this, let's see if you can guess it. I'm not going to say anything. I want you to guess how I might do this. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, something we need to keep in mind here. This in the inside, you can see, is the pupil. We want to make sure the pupil is not covered up by our mesh here. So we need to remember how far this is going in as it looks that direction. So with that closed up, yeah, that's closed. Go ahead and apply it. We're going to do the same thing for the other eye now. See if you can remember how to do this as I do it. I'm not going to say anything, just think along how you would do it. Okay, so let's check our progress. Let's have left eye look left and right eye look left. And that looks good. I feel like the character is definitely looking that way. I mean, obviously the character can't quite see past his nose, but that might be how the character is. But look, to a kid, this is right. This feels good. Now let's do the same thing the other way. It should be exactly the same thing for the most part. Yeah. And you know, we can always change stuff too. Say we don't want to have that much rotation. All we have to do, if we think this is going in too far, is simply like back it up a little bit like that, and you can hit that lightning bolt again, and it'll say, okay, this is actually what 100 is. So you can just kind of reset it that way if you wanted to. Great. Again, when you're going through this, always make sure that all of these are at 0 when you're applying a new one. Otherwise, they can be tied together, which can be really annoying. Like, you don't want to do that. Save. Should probably do that. I'm going to make sure to save my project too. So let's just do beaver_01. Cool. Got our beaver there. Okay, keeping on. I'm going to go back to edit expressions to keep moving on this process. Let's see what else we've got. We've got hair. We're not going to do hair. Let's do the mouth. Mouth right, mouth left. We got nose, upper mouth. Yeah, we got lots of different things we can do here. So let's see what we've got and how we can manipulate it. So let's say, let's do a. I just realized he should have been mouth closed the whole time I was doing this. I should have made that the 0 pose. But you know what? At the same time, I feel like he's probably just a mouth breather. So, you know, like he probably just has an open mouth all the time or something. We'll see how this goes. All right, so let's see. What would we like him to do? Let's do jaw open. Do we have just a jaw bone, or is it just the mouth all the way? Like it's just the mouth. Okay, that's that part. Nose. Oh yeah, jaw right there. So jaw open. Let's say that's as much as that character's jaw opens, right there. So I'm gonna get out of this proportion and I'm gonna go to jaw, and then you can see jaw open. Okay, that feels okay. And then I'm not gonna worry so much about jaw forward, right or left, because we don't typically do that as we move in motion capture. You could put that in if you want to. And in this case, I mean, I guess why not? I mean, it's not gonna hurt anything. It might help later. No, forget it. No, it's just wasting your time and my time, because we're not doing that. All right, let's see what else we got. Making sure that's at 0. Look at the face here. We've got ears, eyebrows. Let's do the brows. So this one, we'll do local and brow up, left brow up. Okay, so here's brow. Brow drop, brow raise, inner left, outer left. Oh, yeah, that's right. We could rotate them differently, but you know what? Let's just do outer left. We won't worry about the inner. Okay, and then same thing now with the other side. Let's go here. And where's our brow? Our brow is right. I wish I'd have remembered how much it went up. But you know what? Imperfection is perfection sometimes. So let it be. Don't get too crazy. Let's look at how they look anyway. See, that looks okay. The left one goes up a little bit higher, but you know, that's character. If it's not perfect, it's great. Now we're gonna do a brow drop. So it's gonna be the same thing, but we're dropping that brow now. So let's go back to our proportions. Okay, and we grab our brows, and then same thing, just bring them down. So now he's a little grumpier. He's a grumpy guy. And then brow drop left. Yeah, angry. And then brow drop right. Let's skip that brow. I should be knowing where this brow is already. There we go. Again, doing it locally, not world. Easier to do it local. Okay. Bring this back up. Brow drop right. Let's take a look at how they both look. That looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay, and then it looks like our brows are pretty much done. I don't care about the brow inner. I can't even raise my own inner eyebrow up like that, so I don't even care. Even with my performance, wouldn't matter. Oh, we didn't finish the eyes. Let's go to eye look, and then we'll go to the other thing. We need to do look up, and we need to do look down for both eyes. So let's grab those eyes. Can I just select them from here? Eyelid. Oh, I guess I could, but it doesn't seem like I could click it right away. All right, and we're going to move this one on the local. Actually, let's do world. Up. Let's do up until maybe right there, just before the pupil. We don't want the pupil to go behind the eyelid. Okay, so let's get out of there. And I'm going to find my look up on my left eye. Make sure it's my left eye. Yes. And I selected it and bring this down. Cool. And now let's do the look up on the right eye. Going here, going to that right eye. On the world rotation. About like that. Cool. And I'm going to check to make sure they both look legit. This one feels like it still needs to go up. So I'm going to do this. Check this out. I'm going to say, give me another 10%. So I'll say 110. And see how it's bringing it up slightly? 120. And then I'm going to do this. See how I'm just like using the bottom of the toolbar there to measure the eye distances. I'm keeping the character right in the middle, but you can see that it's still not quite enough. It still needs to come up slightly. So let's do 130. That's too high, so 125. And that looks about right. So all I've got to do is take the other one down like this. And now I'm going to click on this to make that the new 100%. And let's double check that. That looks great. Okay, now here's a little trick that we're going to do to cheat this a little bit. I'm going to say now -100. Oof, that's too much. We don't want that much. Remember, I want to keep those pupils in. So I'm going to go -75. And that looks good. So what we're going to do now with that -75 is we're going to go to look down with the left eye. And look, we didn't even have to go into proportions. It starts to get easier, doesn't it? Go ahead and apply that. Cool. And now we know that because the look up was the same distance, we're going to do the same thing. So -75 on the right. So oh, that's not it. There it is. -75. And because we are looking down on the world rotation, we should be good on that. There we go. Now, the reason that we are trying to do the eye look positions is because, you know, of course, they're going to follow our eyes, but we also want to be able to have more controls inside of Character Creator and iClone to be able to look at certain things and have just it just makes it makes it faster. I guess it's the easiest way to say it. Let's go to let's see. We got eyelids. So this is where we start to bring in some of the motion from the lower eyelid. Of course, lower eyelid is squint. So let's grab that lower and upper eyelid. So I'm going to go to our thing here, and we can control two bones. You don't only have to control one bone when you're calling this. So we're going to control two different things. So we're going to go eyelid, upper, and just bring it down. Wait, there we go. Make sure this one's local because eyelids are local. Bring it down a little bit like this, and let's bring that lower left eyelid up a lot more, right? And I'm just keeping it under the pupil because I don't want to cover the pupil. You can take a look at this for an example, right? So that's how we're gonna do that, and that feels good. So upper eyelid touches the color, and then the lower eyelid barely touches the pupil. And we're just gonna copy that to the other side. Cool. And that'll be our left squint. I like it. Now we're gonna do the right squint, and remember what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take that right eyelid here and just barely touch the color on the top, and we're gonna take that lower eyelid and barely touch the pupil right there. And you could be even crazier with it, like if his upper or this eyebrow goes up higher, maybe this squint goes a little lower. So you know what? I'm gonna give him a little bit of character here, and I'm gonna say this actually comes down a little bit more. So his squint on the right side is more squinty, just to give him personality or some just different character traits. So there. Now let's see how this looks together. It's barely noticeable, but yeah. Actually, I do feel like this one here does need to come down more because this feels weird, at least to me. So I'm gonna, no, you know what? I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I would like that to be more, but no, I can't leave it. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, and keeping this at 100, I'm just gonna go back in because it'll keep it where it's at. And then I'm gonna grab that eyelid. Oh, keep that one there. That upper eyelid on the left is what we're moving. Okay, so maybe that one is the one that goes in a little bit more, whatever. But it just feels better. And then make sure I'm gonna select that to the left. It'll bring it back to the, there we go. Yeah, that feels good. That feels good. All right, now for eye wide. Eye wide is just like the squint, but we're going the other direction, right? But rather than doing that trick where I said, you know, minus 50 or 75, 50, I don't really want to do that because it might cause problems, especially with the lower eyelid, because it'll push that lower eyelid too much. So if I did minus 100, actually, it's not terrible, but you can see how it's starting to do weird stuff here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to zero that out and just kind of start over with this one specifically. So let's go here. I'm gonna grab the upper eyelid and then move that until it kind of looks good. I don't want to go crazy. Again, we're rotating on the local. And then I'm going to take that lower eyelid on the right, or I'm sorry, on the left, and do the same thing. And I'm moving it until it feels right. And so there, I don't want to go too much further into the skin, especially right here. But I feel like the left upper could probably go in a little bit more. It's not horrible. It's more dramatic. That's for sure. All right, but that's noticeable. Okay, so I'll say that's okay. Gosh, his eye looks like it's gonna come out of there. So let's get out of there. And then I will go ahead now and apply that left eye. Great. Yep, that's noticeable. And same thing for the other side. Let's do this. Select those eyelids on the right. There we go. Bring this back. That looks crazy. And lower eyelid, let's bring that down. We're just gonna go from the side and just kind of check this little point right here because I don't want it to pull in too much. I think that's probably enough. Maybe a little bit more up. There we go. That feels better. And apply. And let's check it. Yeah. Yep, looks good. Great. All right. I mean, you kind of see how this is going to go. We're flying through this. Sneer. Let's do a sneer. Okay. Might as well go through this. I think most people at this point would fast forward a video, but I feel like talking this through is more important than fast forwarding because there's certain things you might want to do and you know, I want to give you a reason why you do them. Sneers, like a nose, of course, it's just gonna, oh, not that way. I'm grabbing this red thing here, so I'm gonna grab that and just bring that up like so. The other thing I could do, because see, it's the nose moving. I could grab the side right here and just bring it up. But I think I might be able to get away with just moving the nose like this. Although, I just thought about something. If I try, let's see. If I take the nose and I'm just moving this whole nose, what if it's this, like, then what's going to happen? It's just going to normalize the nose. So then nothing is going to happen. It's not a sneer. It's just whatever. Because unless you're like, but nobody does that. People, when they sneer, typically go, right? So we're going to try to actually mess with that a little differently. As much as I want the nose to move, I will leave a little bit of movement in the nose, but we're going to try something. So let's go ahead and leave that rotation here, and I'll say rotate it minus 80. You can see down here, rotation of minus 80. This is nice. Yeah. But no, minus 75. Okay? Minus 75 for that side. It may not matter, but I think if we are going to be rotating one side of our face, then it would move the nose, right? So let's just do it. And if we rotate both, then let's just change the other stuff. So now that we've done that, we can keep it like that. I'm not going to apply it just yet. Now I'm going to go here to the mesh, and I'm going to grab this side of the nose here. Because keep in mind, when we're sneering, there's this, right? This kind of comes up. It's our nostril that's actually moving. So let's grab that nostril. I'm going to grab faces. So basically just grab these triangles here like this, right? And I can select the amount that is being moved by going here, soft selection. And you can see how it's all like kind of where it's yellow. If it's yellow, it's absolutely going to move. If it's red, then it'll move a little bit, and if it's white, it won't move at all. So what I'll do is I'll just grab a couple of the points around the nostril, right there on the outside of the nostril, and I'm going to take the radius of this movement down because this is way too much. And maybe about that much, right? So this is called a soft selection. And what we'll do is we're going to move this on the world. So this is world. When you hit W, it's the location rather than the rotation like we did with the bones. So I'm going to hit W key until it's moving like this. And then I'm just going to bring this up like so. So that's more of a sneer on one side. And I'm just going to try to remember how that looks on that side. And if something doesn't look right, we can always go back and fix it and make it look better. And we can even sculpt if we wanted it to, sculpt up instead of like moving the vertices. If we even want to smooth them out, we can do that. We've got the smoothing tools. We've got, make a bigger hole or grow something or whatever. So I can take these tools and say if I want to soften this bit out a little bit, because I actually do. It's a little sharp, right? I just softened that so it's not such a heavy point right here. And then right there like that. There. But it's still moving those. There. So that's a sneer. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and apply it to the left. Yes. So, okay. Now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. And then we're going to find out whether or not my theory of the nose moving is correct. So I'm going to rotate this about that much. Let's say minus 110. Okay. Get out of proportions. Now we're going to go back to mesh editor, which is right here, or edit mesh really. And we're going to do faces and just select the couple faces here along the ridge of the nose and do soft selection so they have that selection. And because we set it the radius and bias earlier, it still remembers what we have. So I'm just gonna bring this up. Now we've got the little bit of points happening here that I wasn't too happy with earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and fix those by going to sculpt, and I'm going to smooth this one out here. Smooth that so it kind of brings it up a little bit. And that right there, just a little, just a tad, just a little tiny bit. And there we go. And so there's that sneer. Okay. And let's go ahead and apply it now. Okay. Now, what's going to happen? What's going to happen when we hit both of them to 100? Do you think it's going to make the whole nose go up? Or do you think the nose will go back to straight and it'll just be these two spots? I think it'll be the two spots and maybe a slight rotation of the nose depending on how much I did a rotation of the nose. Let's find out. All right, so here we go. I mean, it's not much different, but this will be like a sniff, because actually if look right here at this side, right? This definitely comes up. So I think we kind of did it right. And maybe we could add a little bit of bumps to the nose. Should we? Would it even matter? Does it even matter? That's the real question. Does it even matter? I think it kind of would a little bit. But you know what? I'm not going to do it. I don't see this character sneering enough to make a big difference. And I'm not going to obsess about it, because for me personally, I'm not Pixar. I'm not Illumination. I am a one-man team in my own production studio, just doing this stuff and going and making content. I know it needs to be made. I know it needs to be done. And so I'm being realistic about my goals, who I am, and my abilities. And so that's what I need to do. That's where my speed comes from, is knowing that level right there, that sweet spot. Does perfection mean more success? I mean, it can, but what do you define as success? What is a success to you? For me, I'm not doing this, you know, in the movie theaters. It's for YouTube. I mean, it's not anything crazy. And I'm making games every now and then, but it's not, yeah. If this was like a big budget thing, then I would just hire more people, but it's just me. All right, so for the cheeks, we don't have any bones, and I still want the cheek raises and the cheek puffs. So we're gonna do that very quickly here. So let's go to our edit mesh. And then for the cheek raises, we're gonna do like we did before, where we can take the face like this, and I'll say, I want this cheek raise to happen right here. And I forgot to do soft selection. There we go. Okay, soft selection and cheek raise. Actually, let's just grab these here. Oops. We'll just grab those there, because I don't want to pull the nose necessarily. I just want the cheeks. And I'm going to do this again on the world. There we go. Making sure it's not grabbing that one. There we go. That's it. I want those two there. Now let's bring this up. Cheek raise. We can see it looks a little sharp on one side, and we can still rotate all of this too if we wanted to. I'm not going to, but just showing you that you could do that. And now that that's up, I'm going to sculpt it down a little bit just to soften this bit, and soften that a little bit. Softening that is actually bringing it up a little bit, and that's okay. And I like that cheek raise. That's not causing me any major problems. So there's a cheek raise for that side. For left. Okay, now let's do cheek raise for right. There's not much cheek to raise. So I believe it was like this one. Oh, element. Face, there we go. These two right there like that. About those two, I think. And then cheek raise those up. It's going to grab a little bit of the mouth, a little bit of the cheek, or a little bit of the eyelid, and that's okay. Okay for me, and I think that's fine. Although it's a little sharp here, we can see that there's a little sharpness happening, so I'm not okay with that. So going back again, I can do that better, so let's do it better. There's certain times I will go back and do it again if it needs to be. Okay, so that feels like that's a better selection. There we go. That I'm happy with. Okay, and sculpt. Let's make sure it feels right. This is pretty sharp. This needs to come out a little more. That feels good. Come out a little bit. And it's just softening those up because we don't want to be able to see any of these things. We want to notice that the cheek is up, but we don't want to see any sharp edges, any weird triangles. And I feel like that's probably good enough. Let's go ahead and add that cheek raise. Yeah, that works. Okay, and now we've got the cheek puff. Okay, cheek puff, super simple. All we're gonna do is go here again. We're gonna go to sculpt, and let's just make this bigger, right? Radius, there we go. And then I go 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe 1, 2, 3. Let's make it more intense. Let's go 1, there we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then soften it up a little bit. I don't know. Did it undo, redo, redo, undo? Let's do this again. Okay, so cheek, let's think about, we're doing this. Oh, sorry, I'm blocking this. I was moving this part here. So in order to do the sculpting, I just hit sculpt and then I moved the radius of the sculpt brush. Okay, so let's increase the sculpt radius and the strength, and just right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm on smoothing. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He looks like he's maybe holding his breath there a little bit. And then I'm using a little bit of the smoother just to kind of round out those edges a little bit, because some of them look a little bit crazy. They look crazy here, but actually they're not so bad. Like if you look at it like this, it's not horrible. Okay, so there's that. So that'll be our left cheek puff. Do you feel like it would be that high? Yeah, it would be that high. Okay, and then right cheek puff, same thing, same area, but on the other side. Oops, what am I doing? There we go, sculpt that, and 13 I think was the magic number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, smooth it out just in a little tad. That feels okay. One little sharp bit there. I'm not gonna worry about it. Looks like hair. That's okay. And apply that. Guys, we're almost done here. Okay, smile. Kind of bugs me a little bit that his mouth is still like open. I kind of wish I would have kept the zero pose with that mouth open, but I think I can still apply that, but I'll do it later. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take the mouth and we're gonna move it into a smile position. Smile left, smile right, frown. Maybe got a little bit more than I remembered. Okay, I thought we were done. We're definitely not done yet. Okay. Now, if you have a human character, like a more humanoid character, that's where I would use Headshot 2. Headshot 2, you can actually select the points of the face and it'll create all of this for you, so you don't even have to go through this process. Super nice. But this is nice because you get to customize exactly what you want it to do. It's just a little time consuming, you know? It's like, is it easy? Yes. Does it cost time? Yeah. But hopefully it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's, you know, again, I don't really consider myself to be a 3D artist. I just happen to know how to do this well enough to fool people. that is, you know, honestly, I say that, but like, I should be more proud. I should be proud of like, I can do it. I can do this. It's funny because I tell people all the time, no, don't sell yourself short. You're really good. You can do this. And here I am selling myself short, I feel like. All right, and let's check the radius on this. The radius could go a little more. There we go. Maybe I have a little bit of imposter syndrome happening. That looks like a decent enough smile. The thing is, the guy already looks like he's smiling, you know? But that's definitely a smile. This side, he's happy, but that side's a definite bigger smile. All right, so I'll go ahead and say that's my left smile. Yeah, that's totally a smile. All right, and on the same, we're gonna do this. I feel like there was a way to like move them over, like to mirror these. But I think that's only on humans. All right, anyway. All right, let's take this one. Oops, face. Grab these parts here. Was this? Ah. Yeah. Oh no. Oh no, I hope I haven't been doing that. Why is that happening? Huh. I'm gonna have to check this other one just in case. I just saw that. Okay, no problems there. I was like, oh no. Okay, so this one could go up a little more. Let's do like that. Yeah. And frown is the opposite. So let's see if I can just go minus. That looks weird. Let's try on the other side so we have like a better view. Minus 100. Yeah, that's odd. So we're definitely not going to do the minus. Sometimes you can get away with the minus, but not in this case. Okay. Let's make sure we're not. Okay, why is it this time now it's grabbing the other sides? It wasn't doing that before, did I? Ignore back faces. Oh, I must have accidentally clicked on this. Ignore back faces. So yeah, make sure that's selected. If that starts to happen to you, that's likely the culprit. All right, do that. Make sure nothing. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna make him look real sad. See if I can do it. So I'll grab it on world. I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. It's not perfect, but again, if it looks right enough to sell it, then you're good. Yeah, that feels a little better. It's not, again, not perfect, but let's go. Yeah, it's just the corner of the mouth. Okay, now let's go to the other side. Ignore back faces is selected. No more problems with that. Okay, and take this down. Let's rotate it. This one looks like it was a, oh, I did get something in there. Oh, jeez. Knock it off. There we go. There we go. I noticed I grabbed a little bit of something. Comes out a little bit, I think. And sculpt, let's smooth it out a tad. Good enough. I don't feel like that one was as good as the other side. But you know, it's not bad. I don't hate it. Okay. Mouth stretch. I'm going to take the side of that mouth and just stretch it out. This should be a fairly easy thing here, so just grab this. Grab that face there, soft selection. And actually, we're going to go like this. Yep. Just do that. I mean, it's a super simple little thing, but yeah. Seems like it goes more out than to the side. But that's fine. It's just the way his face is. Ah, darn it. There we go. All right, soft selection. All right, and then just brings that back. And I'm just moving it on a flat plane there, that way. So you've got a little bit of a dimple going on there. I could go in and soften it up, and I think I am, so let's... good enough. All right, and everything is good enough, just good enough. Okay. Now we've got the mouth dimples. I don't know if I want to do mouth dimple, because that's a little harder. It's like pulling it in, just rotating that little bit. And I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. So you know what? I'm not going to worry about. Okay, so but mouth press though. Mouth press might be good, because mouth press is what's going to give us the M sounds. Let's double check that. Mouth shrugs. Mouth close. Yeah, okay, so mouth press. We're just pressing the mouth together here. Let's just do it. Okay, so let's grab the... Let's see. Trying to figure out the best way I can grab this guy here without grabbing the back faces. So let's do this. Ugh. And then I'm hitting R for size. So I can go like that. Or for scale, I should say. Ugh. Gross. Okay, this is one that I will say looks hideous. So I'm just going to grab this. This is hideous. This right here, for those of you who are professionals in the industry, you are cringing at my ability. Hey, it's okay. Judge away. I deserve it. I deserve it. It's this is sloppy. This is sloppy work. But I don't care. I just don't. Okay. Let's see, left. And then right. Same thing, other side. And who knows, maybe, you know, some of you out there are like, yeah, you know, whatever you got to do, Corey. I just hit this little sun thing so I can see better. I completely forgot I could do that. All right, go here. And same thing, I'm just going to grab the face is there, and make sure that's selected and bring that down. Grab this one and bring it up like that. That's a little bit better. Okay, and that'll be our mouth press right. Okay, and let's go to pucker. Ooh, this one's gonna be tough. Ooh, puckers. Okay. I don't know how we're gonna pull this guy off with a pucker, but I think what I'll just do is I'm gonna just cheat this, like I do everything, it seems. I'm just gonna grab these lips right here. Go like this. See that one, that one, that one, that one. Why not just all of these here? Looks pretty even. We're gonna make this radius not so big. Actually, no, I don't mind the radius. Hey, why is it selected up there? I didn't want that. I don't want this. I don't want that. And what else is selected up here that I don't want? I have no idea. Okay, so let's just go like that. And I don't want the teeth. Why is it? Okay, so it's back to selecting the back faces. Definitely do not want back faces. But I think that's okay. I think we're good now. Okay, so for this, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this, I'm gonna rotate it out, and then I'm gonna drag it like that. And we should get what looks like a pucker. We should. Technically. There we go. And then let's go here, and then we're gonna smooth this out. Thankfully, pucker controls both sides of the face. Make this radius smaller. Smooth that part out. Make these not so tough. There we go. Bring that in. That feels good, and I think a little bit of roughness is probably okay. A jagged, not roughness, the jaggedness. A little bit of jaggedness is probably okay. Let's switch these out. There we go. And see how that looks. I mean, how are you going to pucker under that tooth? So it has to be just the top, right? So let's check it. That's weird. All right, mouth funnel. This one's going to be weird too. So, you know, we do our best. So I'm just going to grab the middle. I think I'm just going to grab the middle ones here. So like this. And I will decrease this radius. Maybe just these. No. Maybe just those right there. And I'll bring them up. And these, I'll bring them up as well. And then I'll just select this whole front. I'll just bring it out. I gotta watch out for them teeth though, because it's like it's grabbing the teeth and I don't want the teeth. Let's just grab these guys here. There we go. Grab those forward a little bit. And then let's sculpt that out. Just make it smoother, a little bit smoother. That's all we need. Make it feel a little bit better. And that's probably all we're going to be able to get for that. All right, and then, oh, geez. Okay, so mouth roll in upper. I don't know how we can pull that off. And mouth roll in lower. I don't know how we're going to pull that off. So I might just leave those. Mouth left and mouth right. Let's see what we got over here. We got jaw. Oh my gosh. What is... Oh my gosh. Could I have just been using this the whole time? Ah! Okay. So this could have been used earlier, and I totally forgot. Okay, so what is this part? Oh man, look, that's the smile that could have been had. Idiot. Oh well. So I could just move it and all that sort of stuff. It looks, oh yay. Darn it. That's okay. All right, well, we know that they're there now. We can always go back and change things if we need to. Okay, right upper mouth, lower mouth. All right, well, what do we got? We got mouth right. So let's take the mouth and make it go left. So I'm gonna take this one, go left, and like this one, not as left. That's kind of weird. And let's take that nose and make this nose go down and left. And let's take that lower mouth. Is there a lower mouth? That's the back, that's right. We don't need to mess with that. And let's just say that's good. And then let's see what happens. So that's mouth right. I mean mouth left. Now we'll do is minus 100. Oh geez, for mouth right. All right, so let's go. We got that. Let's take that nose down. Let's rotate the nose. Okay, and let's get out of this, and we'll call that mouth right. I think the nose came down too much. Yeah, the nose came down too much on this part. So I'm going to take that nose, and I'm going to fix that nose a little bit. Actually, just take this right here like that. There. Get out of there, reapply. Make sure, is that right? Yeah, I got it. It's still quite a bit. Yeah, it's still too much. Okay, so a little bit more. That ought to be good. And let's check that mouth right. Mouth left. Yeah, okay. And now we got the shrug. So shrug should be easy because we do have the bones that I've rediscovered. And then shrug is both of them, which will be easy. So like that. And then this one like that. Gosh. At least I found it. Okay, so there's shrug upper. And let's do shrug lower. So it's that lower lip coming in. And to do that, it's like I could just use jaw. But you know what? I don't think we need to move that too much. Wait, does this say lower mouth? Gosh, look, there's a lower mouth. Oh wait, wait, let me get into that mode. All right, so lower mouth. Oh, I already know there's a lower mouth, that's right. And let's go, yeah, lower mouth. Shrug. Up that way. Okay. Shrug lower. And then, oh, that'll be easy. So we're gonna go here and let's go, this one goes up. Oops, that's not it, it's right here. This one goes up and it says like that. Make sure you don't show the teeth too much. I think that's okay. Yep, okay. Good. So that'll be the shrug left. I don't know why it's churning. I'm gonna save. Seems like it's being a little goofy. Okay, and go back to this. Cool. Let's go to mouth shrug. Right. Let's go to this one. Bring it up. Rotate it out slightly. Get out of that. And shrug right. Let's see where it rotates this time. Nowhere. Cool. And left. Lower left. Okay. So grab that lower mouth. This will be the lower right. Okay. And now that the lower right is good, I'm gonna hit that lightning bolt. That looks good. And then we're gonna do lower left. There's our lower left here. Simply bring it down. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy here. Okay. Yeah. And then apply to that. Great. Save. And what have we got left here? Mouth closed. Okay, so for mouth closed, I'm just taking the lips and pushing them closer together. So what I technically could do for this is take mouth shrug under and bring that up, and then mouth shrug upper and putting it -100. Yeah, so those two together make a mouth close for this character specifically. And then I just do that. And also when you hit that lightning bolt and other things have values on them, it'll zero out everything else and just make this that one value. Cool. And then tongue. I don't know if this character has a tongue. It does have a tongue. Does this have a tongue? But yes, it's got tongue bones. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, so let's go now to tongue. Tongue is super important. We're gonna do tongue out. Everybody loves a good tongue out when you're doing motion capture. So let's go that, and then we're gonna grab our tongue. And we could grab this one. So we're gonna do it on the world position, like this. And then we'll grab the second tongue. Oh, you know what though? It goes through the teeth. So I'm gonna rotate it and make it go through that. Ugh, this is probably so wrong. He's a beaver. He doesn't... Okay, you know what? No. I'm gonna make it go out one side of his mouth. I think that makes the most sense. Because if you're gonna do tongue out, like, it's... Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's silly. Oh, but look, it like sweeps under. So what I'll do is I'm going to go back in and I'm going to take that tongue. Is that tongue? Yeah. And then I'm going to just bring it up. And then I'm going to narrow it out. Oh, wait, no, I can't. It's a bone. That's right. I can't narrow. I was thinking about narrowing out the tongue using the scale, but because it's a bone, you can't just do that with a scale. And yeah, let me grab this again. I'll grab the position. Grab this guy. This feels weird. It just feels odd. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm not entirely sold on this idea of a tongue out for this character. Let me see what the 0 to 1 looks like. So apply it. See, it kind of like comes in too low. Maybe I just, you know what? No, I don't like this. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say delete morph data for that. So this character has no tongue movement. I mean, you can barely see the tongue, so I'm not going to care. Okay, so this part, there might be a little bit of glitchiness. And we're gonna work through this because I've seen this glitchy happen sometimes. So let's just work through it and you'll see. Whenever we do head rotations here, because inside of Apple ARKit, whenever you're using your phone, it's also taking your head rotation data. So we want to make sure that when we rotate our head, the character is rotating his head similarly, right? So to do this, I need to basically tell character creator Reallusion how much to turn that head when I turn my head. So that's what we're doing now. All right, so here we go. Heads up. We're going to use the same bone, except we're just going to grab that head and say up. And I don't think the beaver would look up any more than that. So I'll say that's all it is. I'll go okay, and then apply it. Now, did you see how all of a sudden the arms moved? There is a glitch in here sometimes where things tend to move, but don't worry, just keep moving. Everything's going to be fine. For the head, we're going to do this a little differently, possibly. We'll see. You could just do minus 100. But here's another way you can do this, which might actually give you better results if you want to have like a good looking head look down. You can go here, and instead of just rotating, you could also move your head out a little bit. Like make it like that, so he actually like moves and rotates his head down. It doesn't affect the neck position as much as you would think, like when you're doing motion capture. So yeah, it's definitely something you might want to give a try. Okay, and yeah, let's get out of this now. And I like it. Cool. And head turn. This one you can copy, so this is really nice. See the arms drop back down. We're gonna go to the left. I don't need to do any position stuff, but I'll say that's good to the left. Look at that. See how his head moved? Don't worry, it's saving the data. Okay. And now we're gonna do minus 100. See how it's all off kilter? Don't worry. Now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna hit save and it'll reset this. Ready? And then I can go back to expressions and it's fine. So don't worry, if you start seeing movement like that, it just happens. I don't know why, but it's nothing to worry about. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing right. All right, and let's see, rotate this. I think I do want to have a little bit of a, that much, maybe like that. As much head tilt. You don't want to do too much head tilt on this guy. I think that's probably fine. Okay. We're going to do minus 100. For that one. That's okay. And then head left, head right. I never do. I don't think we need to do those. You could, but for mocap, it doesn't matter. But well, let's check it. I think we might have gotten everything. Blinks are good. Squint's good. That's all good there. That's good. Okay, nose. We got the nose. Sneer. I think we're good there. Cheek raises. I don't think we had any cheek bones that we needed to work with. I think those are fine. Mouth. Is there anything we can improve on? I think the only thing that we could maybe improve on the smile. So because we remember that we have those mouth bones. So let's take a look at this. Oh, wrong side. That's a great big smile. But it's a bigger smile, and I like big smiles. Okay, so let's do the same thing with the other side. We're going to use that bone as well. Oh, wait. Which one is it? Which one was it? Right mouth. Bring that out. Seems a little excessive, but I'm going to take it. Right, yeah, okay. That is a very, very happy one. Okay. And now for the frown. I think that's fine. I don't think we need to mess with the frown at all. The stretch. I think the stretch is probably fine. So, with that being said, I think it is time. So, I'm going to go ahead and save. We've got our character, for the most part, all done here. Let's take a look at how this character is moving. All right. I had a little bit of music playing in the background. I don't know if you ever heard it, but I didn't. I couldn't hear it as I was recording this, but I know the playlist well enough that it's really chill. So, okay, what I'm doing now is I'm turning on my iPhone. Actually, I'll just make this full screen so you can see. Turning on my iPhone, and I'm going to put it onto Live Face so that I can do that. Oh, and inside of iClone, there's a plugin called Live Face. It is another thing that you have to pay for if you want to use it. But dude, worth it. Absolutely worth it. There's also AccuFace, but I will be completely honest with you. I would not use AccuFace for a main character. I would use it for like a background character, or if you're using it over a live stream and you need like reference of somebody talking or something, or eye positions. But I wouldn't use it for like main stuff. But Live Face using ARKit, yeah, for what I do, that's what I like. So yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and save this character. Oh, first, weird. This is why I put my headset on. We're going to take a look at how the character talks. So let's have the character talk. I'm going to go to male and then talk, and let's watch him talk.
Hi there, I'm a digital character created with Character Creator. And as you can see, I can act, talk, and have lively expressions. I look forward to being part of your upcoming animation works. Hi there.
Okay, the jaw didn't move so much, and that's okay, because the way that they do this stuff is a little different, but still. Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's go ahead now and save this. So I'm gonna go, I'll close this out for now, I don't need this. I'm gonna go to, make sure I'm on custom, and I'm gonna go to actor, character, and I'm gonna save as Beaver. Saved. So there's our Beaver. And I'm going to go ahead and close that out. Now I'm going to open up iClone 8. So iClone 8. And then we'll be using the facial mocap. Okay. Once this all loads, we will be good to go. I hope this is helping, by the way. Please, in the comments, tell me if there's anything you've been lost on, or anything you'd like to know more of, or if I skipped over something that maybe you didn't understand. Please, I would love to help. So do not hesitate to reach out. Okay, I'm not going to install updates for now. And yeah, this is fine. Okay, so here we go. Let's bring in the character. I'm going to hide myself. So character is going to be in the same place that we had earlier. We're just going to our custom folder, actor, character, and then I'm going to find Beaver, and there he is. I can either drag him in or just double click. There we go. In fact, it's probably better just to double click. So watch, I'm going to actually delete this character. If I just double click, it's going to put it at world 0, so you don't have to do all that. So just do that. Okay, let's test it, shall we? I'm going to turn on my phone now to Live Face, and I'll show you from my angle what this looks like. So Live Face is this little icon right, hard for you to see it. It's on the App Store. So I'm going to hit Live Face, and it's going to pull this thing up here. That's going to show my face on there. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah. And then there's going to be an IP address that is on there, and I'm going to take that IP address and I'm going to plug it into my system. I'm going to go ahead now and go to plugins, Motion Live, and then I'm going to put in the IP address from my phone. It'll say it on my phone what my IP address is, and then I'm going to enable it. And then I'm going to go to the character here. Character's called root node. You can change it over here. But I'm going to make sure that the character's face is selected, and you'll see it kind of move a little bit. This stuff moves around. So this allows you to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit preview and then hit spacebar. Okay. Well, now I'm actually talking and, oh wait, let me show my face. Okay. Let me show you the problems I am having. Right there. That's way too much. So the mouth is way too much. I could try to fix it over here by changing the strength of the mouth. So I could go to jaw right down here, and I could go But even then, do you see how that tooth floats? That means we have some work to do on some other things. So, okay, back to Character Creator. I didn't close Character Creator because I knew that I would be potentially needing to do some work on it, and that's okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and delete this character from this place. And then the same character, we're just going to save over it. So no big deal. Get back to Character Creator. There we go. Okay, so back in Character Creator, I'm going to go back to my window, Facial Profile Editor, and edit those expressions. So I know now that opening my mouth, there was a problem. So I'm guessing it had something to do with the lips, right? The other thing here is I feel like by default, this character, his jaw should be more closed. So here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to customization. So let me hide my face. Here down in customization, I'm gonna go here. And then I'm gonna grab that jawbone, which I believe that's mouth. Here's jaw. And I'm gonna go customization off, and I'm gonna grab the jawbone from here. And I'm gonna close it. And that will be our new 0 position right there. I know you can still see the creases of his mouth open a little bit, but I'm more concerned about just the jaw. All right, so I'm gonna go back to active, customization, and now let's go back to expressions. Cool, and let's go to jaw open. And that feels a lot better. The other thing we might have dealt with that we don't like is the lips pulling down, because something was pulling the lips down that I don't like. So I think if I go to mouth move, and then it might have been like here. It's like these were playing a role. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this shrug is only like 25. Let's check it. Yeah, so I'll say 25 instead of 100. Right? So then this one's here, same thing, 25. I'm adjusting that. Lightning bolt, and then bring it down. Oops. Why is that jaw open now? Did I have jaw open the whole time? I must have had jaw open the whole time. Okay, we need to adjust that though. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete this dust data on this one and this one because I'm not gonna use it, probably. And I kind of do want the tongue to move. But I don't know how much we really need it to move. Because like in Unreal Engine, like you don't see much of the tongue. Like really it's going to be like that most of the time, especially with a character like this. Okay, well, let's see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and exit, save, and then I'm just going to re-save the character as the custom character Beaver. Beaver. Replace. Okay, so it's the same Beaver. Let's go back now to here. And we're going to do the same thing. So you can see now his mouth is closed. That's what we want. And plugins. Let's turn this back on. Nope, not live face. Yeah, there we go. Ah, well. So now it looks like the mouth shrugs are too strong. Mouth open needs to be stronger. Or jaw open. Well, wow. Okay, well, if you wanted to... Yeah, okay, so jaw open. We need to adjust jaw open. So back here, it's a back and forth thing. You know, like if you want to get it right, it's a little back and forth. So it's 100, let's go 150. Because now that we've fixed the problem there, we don't have to worry so much, right? So that's I think that's okay. Now let's go to mouth shrug upper. Because that mouth shrug upper, or I think these are a problem here. Let's take this one to not 30%, like maybe like 50. We'll just change that to 50%. We just need to make sure he looks like he's talking, you know? That's all. Okay. And then same thing, we're going to go ahead and save it again. I know it's doing this again and again, but Beaver, replace. Cool, and then go back here. See how we can go back and forth so easily? How nice is this? Okay, there we go. These quick little offsets. We don't have to do a whole lot of crazy stuff, just like super quick. Ah, okay, well, you can see how it's moving a lot better. And, oh, gotta zero out my face. Ah, okay. Well, my friends, there it is. I am talking to you and I can move around. And let me show my face. Yeah, there we go. Baby, buggy, bumpy, bugger, whatever. Blah, blah. Well, we can't stick our tongue out yet. But, you know, as I'm talking, you can see it's moving really well. I can make my head move more. I'm going to go over here in the side panel. I'm going to scroll all the way up to, actually scroll all the way down to the head rotate. Ah, have bigger head rotations, and then I can have bigger conversations. And eye movements, we can like check the eye movements and where they're at. It's kind of hard with this nose, right? I'm so sad. Not happy. Oh. Ah. Angry. I don't know about this. I don't have the best of feelings about this person. Okay, see? That works. Great. Now we're going to test out some of my motion capture that I've done in the past. Again, the great thing about the Reallusion Suite is I can bring in motion capture that I've done from a long time ago on other projects. So let's go to some of my other motion capture. I've got like a billion things of motion capture from other projects and things. So like, let's bring in, gosh, a billion. I've got a billion things. Oh, I actually, check this out. This is more fun. We're gonna, instead of bringing in old motion capture, which real quick, let me just show you so you can see this, right? Oh, and this, what you're about to see, this was from Radical Motion. I always click on this one because it's like the first one, it's right there. So Radical Motion, it's motion capture that you can get from using your webcam. I know I've talked about this before. I've made a video about this. It was really cool. There's a little bit of foot sliding in it, so keep that in mind for the type of project that you're working on. But for a character like this, when they're small, foot sliding doesn't really matter much. Let's look at it. So this is back when I had a broken arm still. But you can see he's moving. But anyway, let's go. I'm gonna show you something else really cool. So earlier, remember how he had this animation here? This character already had animation built in. You can see it right here. It says it comes with the following animations: idle, da 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 da. We can now bring those animations right in, and that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna bring those animations into our project. So with our character selected, we can get out of the facial profile editor because we got it. We're done. I'm happy with that. We can bring in the animations. So in that sort of same folder, we're going to go over here to the side, close out Bone Manager. I don't need this. And let me hide my face. Right over here, I can go to this Running Man and then import animation, because the animations that we have, it's the same mesh essentially. It's just doing different things. So import animation. And I'm going to go back to that downloads folder, which is it's here. I'll just save this just in case. And then we're going to go to source, Beaver, animations, and there's all of our animations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the walk. We can do one by one really. So I'm going to just import it. Current character, because nothing was changed on this character. And then I'm just going to hit generate and watch this. Boom, we get our animations. Just like that. You can see the tail still moves, the eyes still move, and all of that sort of stuff. And we can use these animations in different ways and apply them to other characters in the future, which I think is so cool. All right, so yeah, what we're gonna do is take that and say, that's the end of that one, and I can bring this over here like this. And now I could just save this animation. So I go here and make sure I'm on my customs folder, and I'm gonna right click, create a new folder, call it Beaver. Okay, find my Beaver folder, which I guess will be at the bottom. And then just save it as walk. And now we have our walk animation that can be applied to anything in the future, automatically retargeted. Like, it's super cool. And we'll do this for the rest of them. So let's just keep importing animations, and it'll just replace them as I bring them in. Okay, so this one's walk in place. See that? There he goes. Toot, 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 toot. Yeah, I'll just keep it right there. There should be, I swear there was a place where I could just like say, that's all I want. It just goes right there, but I think that's okay enough. Save walk IP, walk in place. Okay, and same thing. Let's just continue on through. Talk. This is the one I'm excited about to show you. So he's just going to stand there and talk, right? Cool. And in a little bit, I will continue to import this stuff, but I want to show you something really fun that I like to do, especially with my kids, to just make the process faster. Save this as talk 01, because I think there's a talk 02. Now that we have that, check this, we can go back to iClone, and then we're going to go to the animations folder under Beaver, and there's their stuff, right? I'm just going to go to talk. I'm going to double click on it, open up my timeline, get rid of the sleep story stuff, move this to the front, and you can see that he's moving, right? Let's wait till he stops moving. Right there, I think, is the last frame. So I'll just break it, delete it. And this, I can grab it, and then I just paste, 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 paste. Oops. I've just pasted it like 4 times. Hang on. Sorry, I jacked it. For some reason I was thinking it was gonna go all the way to the end of the clip and then paste again. Paste. Paste. Okay, so now that we have that, watch this. We are able to override just the facial. So get my phone back up. Okay, so I got my phone with live face running, and I'm going to select the character, move him to the side, and make sure face is selected. And then as soon as I hit this, it's just going to start playing my face override. Okay, now we can talk while this thing is still animating for me and have all these gestures. Yeah, we can do whatever gesture we want, but now I'm doing additive animation on top of animation. Yeah, woohoo! Simple as that. Like the character can be moving. Maybe that's a little extreme. That movement is a little extreme, but like if you just had like an idle animation of the character just kind of like standing there and you don't have a motion capture suit, like you can do this. So Lech, this is another thing we can do. Sorry, I'm just going to show you all the things we can do because I'm pretty much, honestly, I'm done with this tutorial. Now I'm just having more fun. So let's go to Motion Puppet, and then let's just find an idle of a character just hanging out, not boxing, whatever. He's just kind of like natural. He's just hanging out there, right? Let's double check. That looks good. Let's bring his arms up a little bit. Let's bring his stance in. Let's bring his toes. No, his toes are fine. He doesn't need a loose neck. Let's sit him a little lower. Shoulders up because he's a beaver. And he doesn't need to lean forward, but he could lean forward if you wanted to. But you can see it's looking good. Okay, so let's say that's our beaver. So let's go ahead now and hit record and spacebar. Just leave it. Let it run its thing. This is for people who don't have motion capture, who like want to stream their characters. Like you could have like an idle animation that's something like this that just kind of gives you a little bit of life. You don't even have to move around, have him moving around as much as he is here. But again, this is just to give you an idea of what you could do. You know, again, simplify in every way that you can. Great. All right, so that's done. That's already recorded that. Now let's give him like a cool set, something that makes him look better. So I'm going to go to Lightroom. That's my own. And then let's just like click on stuff. What looks good for this character? Like what kind of lighting setup is like optimal for him? This is cute. Look, he looks like he's kind of like in his beaver den or something, right? So what we'll do now is with this character selected, I'm going to go down and now I'm going to grab this again. Select that. Make sure the body is selected. Yes. And new. So this is going to add, or it's basically going to add, yeah, it's going to add on some stuff. Sorry, bad explanation. And we're also going to record the audio line from this microphone while we're actually doing this. So I'll click this and it's coming from the Yeti microphone. And what that's going to do is it's going to make sure the face shapes work even better. And here we go. This is going to be the preview for this video, I think. And 3, 2. Hi. Today I'm going to show you just how you can do this too. How you can be an animated character in real time. How you can take any character and apply shapes. Ah, ooh, yee, ah. Okay, well, that's it. Okay, maybe that's not the preview because that was like a really poor performance, but you get it. I was thinking maybe I could use it as a preview of some sort. But let's play it back and let's see what happens. So now it's actually using AI to add actual mouth shapes to add on top, which is really cool. Ready? Let's listen and watch. Hi. Today I'm going to show you just how you can do this too. How you can be an animated character in real time. How you can take any character and apply shapes. Ah, ooh, yee, ah. Okay, well, that's it. Okay. Yo, that actually looked pretty good. That's not bad, actually. I was like, my performance was like, but actually it looked pretty good. I mean, the beaver's tough because like he's got the nose in his way, or the nose, you can't really like look at him straight on. But how you can be an animated character in
looks good.
real time. How you can take any character and apply shapes. Ah, ooh, yee, ah. Okay, well, that's it. Okay. Okay, maybe that is going to be my teaser thing. So you know what? I'm gonna do it. And that was recorded. So I'm just gonna export a video right from here. Because why not? So yep, I'm gonna export a video from. Hi. Today I'm going to show you just how you can do this too. How you can be an animated character in real time. How you can take any character and apply shapes. Ah, ooh. Hi. Today I'm going to show you just how you can do this too. How you can be an animated character in real time. All right. Yeah. Well, so you can actually export videos from iClone 8. I don't do it often, but sometimes I do. So real quick, I'll show you how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to just go to render video and then bring this over here like this. Format video, MP4 is fine. You can do whatever other things. Actually, I'll do MOV. Do the video and the audio. You can do alpha only, so you can have like a, transparent background, which is really nice. 30 FPS is fine. Let's do HD. Why not? And render quality. Final render. Let's go high, 3x3. That means just it's super high quality. High quality depth of field, whatever. I'll just take it. And render with max texture resolution, which you don't have to worry about. And then range is. Okay, well, that's it. Okay. And right there, so 1175. I could just hit this little bracket here, or just leave it, or write it in manually. Okay, but there, I'm gonna go ahead now and export that, and export it to here. So Beaver promo. I tried to like move that, but you see that I can't. But yeah, I mean, it's going to go pretty quick. It's not as high quality as say like Unreal Engine or Blender or any of that, but it's fast. You could probably make entire shows just in iClone and not even ever touch Unreal if you wanted to, but it's still kind of limited. But I use it specifically for animation and retargeting quicker, and being able to like just modify my characters in all new ways. I feel like this has been like one giant commercial for Reallusion. I tell you, man, I need like an affiliate link or something, because I feel like I'm selling it. I do, and Reallusion, feel free to send me one if you'd like to, because I'll take it. With that being said, if I do have affiliate link, down below in the video description, there's a link. And if there's not, then I don't have one. But if there is one, absolutely use it, so that I can actually, I don't know, make a couple bucks from showing you cool stuff. Not like you're paying me. Playing. All right, well, that's it, guys. I think that's it. We did that whole process. Once you get your character animated like that, you can export it straight out and right into Unreal Engine or wherever you want to, and it just works, and it's beautiful. Let's watch it back. Hi. Today I'm going to show you just how you can do this too. How you can be an animated character in real time. How you can take any character and apply shapes. Ah, ooh, yee, ah. Okay, well, that's it. Easy. Although I should have like placed him lower in the frame. I don't care. I don't care. That's it. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and learn with me. Again, my name is Corey Williams from Daydream Studios. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being here. And I'll see you in the next one. Later.